Hi guys, in this video I'm just going to be giving you a quick overview of how to use these trackers in order to enter your Fundations unit test data. So the first step, no matter which grade you teach, is to open up your tracker and go to your summary page. On the summary page, the only information that you're going to enter is students' names. All of these red cells on the summary page will pre-populate when you enter your data onto the unit tabs. So, for example, you'll just go in here and enter all of your students' names in whatever order you choose. You should notice that as you enter student names on the yellow tab, those names will pre-populate in all of your unit tabs. So you only need to enter your student names once on this summary page. Then on the unit tabs, you're going to be entering in the data for each specific item on the unit test. Again, you'll only be entering here into the yellow cells. All of the red cells will pre-populate with data as you enter. Directions for entering are at the top in row 1 of each unit tab. In row 4, you'll see here, you'll notice the benchmark score for each skill on the unit test. This is the benchmark score that was given just by the Fundations writers. So for example, in the sounds portion of the assessment, which we see here in column C, the benchmark score for students to be considered proficient in that skill is 4 out of 5. So as you score students' paper assessments, you'll simply look at the score that they got for each item on the test and enter in the numeric number here. So for this item, you'll either be entering a 5, a 4, a 3, a 2, a 1, or a 0. You'll notice as you enter that the cells will automatically color code for you. Green means that the student is proficient on that skill. Yellow means they're developing proficiency, and red means they're below benchmark on that skill. The purpose of this color coding is to help you, after you've entered all of your data, be able to identify students that need reteaching in certain skills or skills that you might need to reteach to your whole class. So you'll just continue to enter just like that, and you'll notice once you have all student responses for one item on the assessment complete, you'll get an average score in row 5, an average proficiency score for how your students did on that particular part of the assessment. And then I'll go ahead and complete the rest of this here. Just to show you what it'll look like once your data is complete. So once complete, you will see in column I the total score that each student received out of 25 points total for this particular unit test. The benchmark score is for students to score 20 or more points. And then students' average on the assessment, you'll notice, has been pre-populated here in column B. And now if we flip back to the summary tab, all of that data is pre-populated onto this summary tab. So just to reiterate, guys, for each unit test on the unit test tab, you're simply entering in the numeric score that each student received for each item on the assessment, and the rest will pre-populate for you. If you teach first grade or kindergarten, there's one additional portion to your assessment, and that is this item analysis section. You'll enter in your class summary data just like I showed you on the second and third grade tracker. But then you'll scoot over and look at entering some student-specific data on the item analysis portion of each unit test. The purpose of this section is for you to be able to identify at a more granular level what can be retaught to students either one-on-one or in a small group. To make it more efficient for you, I've already entered yes, meaning yes, the student was proficient on that particular item in every single cell. So you'll simply need to go through here and put in no wherever a student wasn't proficient on that skill. Unit 1 has a lot of item analysis because you're testing letter formation for every single letter, and you're also testing students' knowledge of these sounds. However, you'll notice in Units 2 and on, there's much fewer skills in order to fill in that item analysis section. I'm just focusing in the further units on the sounds that students have mastered. Okay. So just to reiterate, guys, on this item analysis section, and let me show you on a smaller section here. If a student hadn't mastered these sounds, I'd simply replace the no, or the yes, excuse me, with a no. And again, you can see here in row 5, you'll get an overall percentage across your class of how many students need work with that particular sound. So this data should be helpful for you in 2 ways. One, to show you which students might need reteaching of a particular sound in a small group, but also to identify specific sounds that might need to be retaught to your whole class if your class mastery on that specific sound is particularly low. And that's it, guys. I hope you find these tools really helpful. They're really meant to just be a useful tool to help with your planning. I'm excited to dig into them with you. And please, as always, send me any questions or any feedback that you may have. We're able to make adjustments on these and make them fluid throughout the year. So if you have questions or suggestions for how to make them better, just send those my way.